Poems of Harindranath Chattopadhyay. Poems and Plays. The Holy Shadow. Deep in the mellow silence of a wood, there lived a saint, within the solitude of his own soul, which grew from hour to hour, chaste as a star and holy as a flower. And even past his knowing, like a star, shed cool, immortal splendor, wide and far, and like a flower, its perfume. Being freed from the dim self, he, like a flute of reed, simple and straight, was filled with sweetest song. To him there was in all the world no wrong, too gross to be forgiven, for he saw, or seemed to see in it, the hungry law of a perpetual, secret, heavenward thrust. Even as a snow-white blossom, from the dust and dirt uprising, loses its blind source of them, and grows into a luminous force of tenderness and beauty. In his smile you almost felt, you fathomed for a while, the mystery deep hidden in all things. Seeing the saint, the angels on pale wings shot through with diaphanous color in swift flight, came to God's throne, and in a ring of light, pulsating like a rainbow, stood and spake, "Master, thy saint on earth is wide awake to all thy beauty. Lo, even thy skies seem now to be reflections of his eyes. Brimful of holy love, his body grows into a gradual spirit, which but throws splendors for shadows. Grant him, Lord, a boon." To which the Lord of heaven consented. Soon the angel swept like a great gust of wind, and winging the wide curve of worlds behind, the little world of man, in gleaming flight of many colors, beautiful as light, touched earth, and in a ring of rainbow stood, deep in the mellow silence of the wood, where dwelt the saint, whose soul from hour to hour grew like a star and glimmered like a flower. "From the wise Lord we come, and bring you word that all the starry circling heavens have heard the silence of your soul. The very skies are as a blue flame dot before your eyes, and oceans but a drop before the still golden immensities in them, which fill even God with wonder. Say, what boon you fain would have? Is it to heal disease and pain with just one touch of your cool holy hand?" To which the saint replied, "I understand by your rose wings and gold wings and blue wings that ye are throbbing, swift, immortal things, which men call angels. Well then, go to him who hides his beauty there, beyond the dim redness of evening, whiteness of the day. Go to his awful throne of love and say, I'd leave the healing touch to him alone." The angels, wondering greatly at his tone, which like a stroke of choicest lightning ran across the wooded silence, then began, Or would you care to bring the erring man back to the shadowless path and lead the black, unholy soul along the holy track? Smiling, the saint said, I, of mortal birth, have no desire to perform on earth rich heavenly miracles. It is for you, angels of God, who wing the cloudless blue of worlds celestial, to show the way of light to sinning souls. I only pray. The eager angel spoke again and said, Calm saint of God, say, shall we crown your head with a great ring of stainless hallowed light, that you may thus become in all men's sight great God himself? To which the saint replied, Praise be to God. I would not ever hide under the glamour of my crown of light the splendor of his own from mortal sight. The baffled angels wondered at his words. Then suddenly, like a great host of birds, hovered and in a chorus sang above him, God needs must force a boon on you who love him. Out of the depths of his soul's solitude, the calm saint said, God grant I may do good, without my knowledge, to all things. This boon is all I beg of him. Behind the moon God sat, and heard, and granted, and a flight of angels wheeled, and fled beyond the night. And so it came to pass, where'er the saint walked, there was joy. His shadow touched the taint of sin to purity, refreshed the soul in fallen women, and made lepers whole, and painted the pale cheeks of the weak child, and kissed the barren meadows till they smiled. But in the mellow silence of the wood, unconscious of the beauty and the good, springing from him, the saint from hour to hour shone like a star and blossomed like a flower.